wrap up because there's only a certain amount of time for the show. So I'm going to say, so Tyson, tell us where we can see you. So Aidan, tell us where we can see you. And then whatever, this show is going to air again next Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So it'll play tonight live. So anything that goes through the entire week plus then next Tuesday, if you have like a show like Wednesday or something, you can go feel free to promote it.
Wait, if I take my glasses off, will the... I was like, if I take my glasses...
Well, how do you see with your glasses?
Fine. Like, these are just for long distance, so...
Okay.
Can I just say that I was... Just find me on Twitter or whatever?
Yeah.
For the next 3 gigs?
Yeah. Hey, welcome to Brash Babble with Vicki Wagner. I'm your host, Vicki Wagner. Got a great show for you today. Got a comedian that came down from Bakersfield to come to the show, and a regular character here who's actually been on Miss Saigon here in LA 8 times. My guests today are Tyson Paul, who's actually a regular guest host on the Danny Hill Experience. Kind of like, sounds like Benny Hill, but it's not. It's Danny Hill. And that's at Kelly 95.3 FM in Bakersfield. He's up there all the time. And then actually, he's also a comedy writer for a magazine, right? Kaboom Magazine, right? That's Tyson Paul. And also got Aidan Park with us today, who's actually been on Tosh.0 on Comedy Central. And like I said, he's been on Miss Saigon 8 times. And he's also a recurring character on NBC's Trauma. So if you watch that show, look for him. He's a recurring character. Welcome my guests today, Aidan Park and Tyson Paul. Hey, what's happening, guys? What's happening? I'm so happy to have you guys. We were talking about some pretty interesting things right before the show. And then one of the things we were talking about is, first of all, like boredom, right? When people get bored. Like you said that you get bored super easily.
Yeah, 15 seconds. Like you need to get to the point in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
I'm the same exact way. Like actually, if somebody's talking to me honestly, and if I can't follow them in my brain, I start counting. Like just because I have to be quiet, and in order for me to not just say get to the point, I literally like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think it's because we're stand-up comics, and it's like we have to like kind of like get go.
Well, no, I don't think that that's because we're stand-up comics. I think that we became stand-up comics because that's in our personality. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think about that, Tyson?
I think it's just because we're all comics at heart. We're always performing, even when we're not performing.
I think that we've been like this our whole life. I mean, I've been like this my whole life, haven't you?
No, I got worse after I started stand-up.
You did?
Because when you do stand-up, you have to watch a lot of comics.
Right.
And if they don't get to it, like, and you can't look at your phone, you can't text, and you have to just sit there.
Well, there's a lot of people, trust me, that look at their phone and text during other people's comedy performances. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Actually, if a person's going a little over, I get frustrated.
Do you? Do you start looking at your clock?
I'm like, come on, man,
I do. Let's be honest.
Yeah, when you're a comic though, there's this like energy that you just have to hurry up and let out. If you sit there long enough, it's just like, all right, the energy dies down. It's like, man,
because
I really
like if you know, okay, you've got to go on, right? I don't know how you get Aidan, but if I'm just like, okay, this person has gone way over the light, or the person didn't even give them the light when they said, okay, everybody's got like 15 minutes, and then they're like up there for like 20 minutes. You're like, when are you going to give that person the light, right?
Or it feels like 20 minutes.
Because they're so bad?
Because they're so, and they're not getting to the point.
Yeah.
There's no punchline, and you just wait.
Yeah. Oh, see, I don't get that way. I get the way, like, get off the stage. Your time's up.
Like
If you didn't get to your funny bits in the next 10 minutes, then that's just too bad. But
I'm Asian, so we have to be polite.
Yeah.
So we have to be like, that's so great. You know, but it's like, oh, I'm like dying inside.
Yeah.
No.
So any chance I can avoid it in life, that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm black. Hurry up and get off. Bye. Boom. And then on top of that, I drive from Bakersfield to LA to do a set. I don't drive from Bakersfield to LA to watch you do extra time and stuff, so I gotta wait. No, hurry up, get off, go home, please. I don't care.
But the thing, that's so funny because I feel the same way too. I was just doing a set the other night. I was like, oh my God, please, like, when is this person gonna get? The thing I don't like, and I don't usually talk that much about comedy on the show, but this is something that's you brought up that's interesting because I was on a show the other night and everybody has a host, an MC, and then the first comic that came up started acting like she was the host. Okay, later on in the show, I've got my 2 friends who are going to be performing, so stick around for them. And literally, it took her 2 or 3 minutes to get to her first joke, and I'm sitting there thinking, get to the joke. Yeah. Where's your joke? Because you're not the host.
Because I feel like when people don't have jokes, all they have is like anything they can do.
Yeah.
just to kill some time.
Yeah, you think
so?
so?
They'll just be like,
Yeah.
you know. and
Like,
then,
does that happen? Do you perform up in Bakersfield a lot, or just mainly down here?
Both.
Is it like? Is there a difference between LA comics
No.
and it's the same?
They're all the
It's
same.
the same bullshit
Comics
everywhere.
are the same everywhere. Like, especially if they're not good, and like sometimes most young comics they forget like what they're gonna say.
Or how about this? Let me look at my phone and see. Let me see what I want to talk about.
Oh,
like,
God.
right?
I hate the list. It's like you're cheating in high school. Like, please do not go up there with your list. Just go up there and respect the art.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No, you don't see anybody.
You don't
else.
sound like you like it either.
And let's stop it with the I'm poor and I'm high jokes.
Yeah.
I'm
Or
for
no,
real.
what should I talk about?
Oh yeah, like
Well, if you don't know what the fuck you wanted to talk about, you shouldn't have been on the stage, dude, right? You should know exactly what you want to talk about before you get up on that stage. Not like, what should I talk about? I'm like, get off, right? Definitely.
Well, some people are high and broke, so they're just talking about themselves. Can't really.
Yeah, they just use like comedy
Yeah.
as their therapy thing.
Yeah.
They just want to go
Isn't
and
that's just the most awful thing in the world.
Yeah.
And you have to sit there, and you're not even getting paid for this.
no. But that's one thing. It's like when you said you get bored with people really fast. It's like for me, I know, and I take in the text that I've got ADHD, and it's just like, and I'm like this with anybody. Like you said, you hate waiting in the line. That doesn't have anything to do with comedy.
It's gotten worse since I started doing comedy. I've always had like symptoms of it, but since they started doing comedy, there's like
I don't
no
like
room
hating in a
for it.
line. I cannot stand waiting in the line. I can't stand waiting for someone to get to the point. I can't. I'm like, if someone's telling me their long story, I'm like, what's the point of the
But
story?
you've always done that, yeah?
I've always been like that.
Have you always done that?
I could care less if people wait in line, but what I hate is when people complain about standing in line.
He just dissed us.
So me and
He just dissed us.
no, I hate when cause it's like, okay, you'll be at an amusement park, and you know how at amusement parks, the lines are really long.
Yeah, oh, you
I
mean like
hate
you're
those
in the
people.
line.
But the difference is, Vicki, I think it's both of us. I don't do it. If I'll either cut or I'll go somewhere else. Like
You
I'm serious.
cut?
I cut, of course.
Okay, see, I'm down with that.
Like at an
I'm down.
amusement park, like you buy the extra.
Not me.
like-
If you cut in front of me, I'd tell you get out of line. I would call you out on it.
I'm stealthy.
I'm that person.
See.
I know I'm that other person that's like I'm ready to throw down.
No, see me,
You're
I'm
not?
like, I'm with him. I'm like, yo, take me with you. Let's figure this out together. Like,
You're the chill. You're
yeah.
the chill guy.
I'm like, man, we ain't got to complain about this. We know the line. It's not going to make a difference. The line is still going to be the same length. But then if he'd have cut, I'd have been like, wait, yo,
I'd
take
be
me
all
with you.
upset about that. What about like you were also talking about Aidan? Like you can't stand when people like they don't want to make up their mind about something. Like they don't want to try to do it, right?
Yeah, like wishy-washy.
Yeah, like wishy-washy people.
Like you'll invite them somewhere and they'll be like, "Oh, I'll try," and it's like, oh, how can you try to be? You can't, it's impossible to try. It's either you there
Right.
or you're not there.
I agree.
And that's it.
100%.
Yeah.
I 100%. And then like, what's their usual excuse to you? Like, well, maybe do they ever tell you that maybe something else is better coming, or they just don't know what's
No,
going
they just say like, "Oh, it's on Wednesday. Oh yeah, I'll try. Yeah, I'll definitely try to be there."
Yeah.
And that's it. And
Yeah.
you know they're not going to be there.
Yeah.
Because when, just like if you look at like the semantics of the language,
Yeah.
if you are trying to do something, you're not doing it.
Right.
Right? You
Yeah, just
can't-
like what, like it goes back to like Star Wars, and wasn't it Yoda? Try, you can't, do, you must. And I was
you
not
just
a
gotta
big
do
Star
it.
Wars fan, but I just never forgot that line. You know,
like
like
a bunch
okay.
of people said, "I'll try to watch you on Brash Babble tonight."
Yeah, right. You're either gonna turn the TV channel on or you're not,
It's like,
right?
either shit or get off the pot. Come
Right.
on, just do
Do you have a
this.
problem with that too, or?
I have a different problem with people when you invite them places. Like, I hate when people ask, who's all going to be there?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't stand that because it's like, first of all, why do I have to establish with
Right.
you who's all gonna be there? Like, they're my friends. It's my place, my party. You ain't. Why are you trying to dictate who I can invite? You're
They're
not.
like saying
What do
that
they
you're
ever-
not good enough.
They always say that on the
Exactly.
phone, like, well, unless so and so.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
they
not
hate
coming.
that. They'll be like, I'll be like, hey, I'm having a party and stuff. I want you to come. Oh, is such and such gonna be there? Well, he's my friend. Yeah, he's gonna be there. If he's gonna be there, I won't be there. Well, you know what?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do
like,
you ever lie? Like just like
I
make
do
something-
actually. I used to do that because I
You
wanted
can't
to
tell
see.
people.
I wanted
Yeah.
to see the drama that happened. I was like, I was one of those people. I was
That's
one of those
hilarious.
people that's just like, nah, he ain't gonna be there. And then, lo and behold, he's there. And they just look at me. I'm like, hey, I'm a liar. Like,
Yeah, like I'm one of those people. I like to see how drama will go down too, like on Facebook.
yeah.
Like, cause I mean, I'm a comic. Come on, my show's name is Brash Babble. I'm controversial, so
okay.
I want to write I want to write controversial stuff on Facebook to see how are people going to respond to this. And I always get people who are getting into fights on my timeline all the time, and then they'll say to me, "You need to unfriend that person." And you know, I'm just like you saying, "I'm not coming to your party."
It's like, hey, what they did to you is not what they did to me. I can still invite them and stuff. Like, hey, if they stole your hamburger in junior high, it's still mine. I'm still hungry. But
what about you,
I try to stay
Aidan?
like Switzerland of everybody. I'm
You
like,
do?
oh, happy day, everybody. And I just like angst on the inside.
Really?
Yeah, totally. I don't post any
Now
controversial.
your boyfriend's here with you today. Do you tell him and bitch to him
Oh,
about it?
Of course, all day long.
Or are
every
you like, you
day.
go home and you're like, oh, hi, and then you go home to him and you totally complain
And
about
I
those
bitch,
people?
bitch. but look to your face, I'll be like, oh my God, you're so good. Oh, isn't this wonderful? Everything's so wonderful. And then I get in the car with my boyfriend.
The
and
minute
that's
the
it.
windows roll up,
That's
right?
it. Over. I mean, now I ruined it.
Yeah.
On TV.
You didn't ruin it.
No, you didn't ruin it. You didn't ruin it because your boyfriend's gonna forget about this anyway. He'll be like, are you doing the Switzerland thing again? No, not at all.
The boyfriend knows because I'm like that with my girlfriend too. Because you know, I'm the same way. I'll just go and I'll be the same way because you have to be comedy is like being a politician, and she's always telling me it's shaking hands and kissing babies, Vicki. It's shaking. And I have a degree in political science, so basically it's like okay, and I got to remember. I always have to be like, oh, okay, you know, like hi, how's it going? In my mind, I'm like thinking, you motherfucker, you know, like I'm thinking, okay, you know, and I'll just kind of give him like a little smirk, like whatever. But you've got to be. What were you gonna say? You've got to be like friendly to people because everybody will stab you right in the back.
Okay, wait a minute. But my question is, okay, since you're in a relationship and you're also a stand-up comic and you have to invite people to your shows, do your girlfriend try and dictate who you can invite to your shows?
Never.
Oh,
Never.
My girlfriend.
Never.
My girlfriend used to do that.
My girlfriend doesn't even want to come to half my shows because she can't stand half the comedians. She thinks
I
most people suck.
She's
did
been
that.
coming to your shows.
Yes.
Like about it. Like she comes occasionally. She doesn't come every time because she's like, no, I don't want to stand there and listen to a bunch of guys talk about jacking off and who he fucked and blah, blah, blah. I mean, a lot of comedians are not that, they think they're good. They're not. And especially if I get booked to be the headliner, then I got to sit also through a bunch of crappy comics and then finally bring it.
If you get sat with like if you are the headliner for a show with a bunch of really bad people, then a lot of people leave.
I've had that happen. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so glad that you brought that up because I have had that happen on shows that were bigger shows than smaller shows. Like it's better when there's fewer comics and they're all pretty consistent. But when you have a bunch of crappy comics and then I'm the headliner, like, and I'm talking like if I do a 40-minute set, there's usually only about 4 people before me. Yeah. But if I'm doing the headliner with a 25-minute set, then there might be like 7 people before me. Right. And if those comics suck, people start filtering out. One time it was actually last year I was headlining and it was on my anniversary actually. And my girlfriend's like, I can't believe you booked a comedy show on our anniversary. I'm like, I'm sorry. And what happened was, sure enough, it was down in Orange County. Sure enough, by the time we got up, there was like 9 people in the audience. I'm like, well, and I just went off the cuff and just BS with everybody and ended up being a good time because I just made it like an intimate room. But why? Does your girlfriend tell you who you can bring? Or
no, my ex-girlfriend did. My ex-girlfriend.
What did she say?
Well, because I'm friends with a lot of girls, and being a comic, you make a lot of girls laugh, and my ex-girlfriend would literally be like, I can't believe you invited that girl. It's like, well,
really?
Yeah, she wouldn't come laugh.
You got to just tell her, look, it's a fan. I've got to invite. You got to have as many people there as possible.
Girls don't really see it that way.
But not in, I mean, no, it's a different story if you're going behind and getting a blowjob in the back.
I
or
wish.
something. I mean, that's a different story.
The way she was arguing with me, I should have like sat there and got a blowjob in the back. But no, like girls are very, very possessive. They, like, if they could just sit there and be the only girl in the audience and laugh at it, they'll be happy.
So?
I swear.
Do you think you have that problem with gay guys, or?
Okay, so my boyfriend is very, very supportive, but the only time that we had ever had a problem was when I booked a gay bar show in San Francisco during Pride Week, and he was like, kind of like, is that what's happening?
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, and he was like, oh, you're gonna flaunt yourself on stage.
Now that you mention it, Tyson, I had a girlfriend back in the day when I used to do comedy before I took my break. I had a girlfriend when I used to headline and go across. I got booked one time in Indianapolis for being the MC of Indiana Gay Pride, and that is exactly how she was. She was just like, I'm like, hello, because we got put up in a penthouse suite, we got flown first class, and then I got booked the very, next week in Provincetown for a week. And so it went that way, and then instead of it being this fun experience, it was just a big bitch fest.
It's understandable. I can see, I could see how
Now I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a reversal too, because I didn't like when my ex-girlfriend would laugh at certain comics like really hard. I'd be like, why are you laughing so hard? You think he's funnier than me?
Oh,
Like,
really? I don't
it
have
was
that problem.
competitiveness.
I'm a giver in comedy, honestly.
Yeah.
I am a very generous laugher because honestly, a lot of things do make me laugh. I have that sense of humor where I think a lot of things are funny